Hopefully you can hear me okay. Right. The pleasures of Skype. Right, time's up. 2:20.
Tommy.
Brilliant line now, on you go, mate, yeah.
Right. See when Stephen Mahy gets sent off?
When the boy fell off the top dancer, can I ask?
Aye.
Do you reckon he deserved to get sent off?
Well, he didn't deserve to get sent off.
Oh, he did.
No.
It was the only decision that bastard got right that day. He was warned fucking about the amount of times he was flying in.
No. Stephen Mahy gets sent off, right? Because he went like that. Hans fouled him, and he went like that. Why don't you book him? See, the first booking that Stephen Mahy got, right, it was Paul Lambert that had done the foul at the first booking. So he shouldn't have been booked in the first place.
Aye, but see the one, right, okay, I granted that, right, but before he got the thing we won...
So he's wound up because he got booked wrongly to start off with, right?
And then he was flying into tackles all over the place, and it was because his persistent tackles and the way he fucking went into them all, that's how he was finally given that fucking... the warning. But after that point, right, I felt sitting there where I was right in the halfway line watching that, and up to that point, and I went for a piss, right, because I had a good few drinks in me that
right
day.
Up at the back of the North Stand, right, at that game, right?
But I thought he deserved that one, because I went for a piss, and I remember somebody in the toilet, and he went, fucking cunt, he should have took his fucking telling, and I said, or it was either me to him, and we both agreed, he should have fucking watched, and he should have known what was coming for that Dallas, because we were down to 10 men, and we didn't need to be down to 10 men. He was too fucking hot-headed.
Right. Maybe he was hot-headed and lost the plot, right? But he gets sent off for asking for him to get booked, right? Dallas gets hit in the head, and then he fucking signs... as soon as the ball comes in from a corner, he gives a penalty for nothing. He just gives a penalty.
And here, see, Tony, I've got a fellow taxi driver who was trying to get me for ages, right? And he even tried it himself to go into Clyde, and I think he got cut off before he could even say it properly. He picked up Brian, who was it? Was it Brian McGinley? I'm sure it was Brian McGinley, and he said, he quoted that Dallas got up, and after that, and he said, I just wanted to fucking bury them after that. I just wanted to sink him. And he purposely gave that penalty. Fucking penalty, knowing that was... And you think about it, from that point onwards, he shouldn't have been allowed to officiate, because he'd just been pelted with a coin. And then it's actually a fellow referee that admitted it to, says, yeah, I just wanted to fucking... I gave the penalty because of what happened to me.
Right, so, right, that's fine, right? I think that Mahy was fucking treated badly. Maybe he'd lost the plot, right? But the thing is, fucking fat Derek Johnson was on the TV that night, and he goes like that with the fucking fat smug face. It's a new rule. If you ask for a player to get booked, it's an automatic booking. Right? And at the time, I was like, what the fuck? You see these new rules? We pay for the football and they don't tell you about the new rules. So I phoned up Hampden on the Monday, and I spoke to a guy called Henderson that was in charge of the referees and discipline at the time. That's what his name was, Henderson. I can't remember what his first name was. And I says, can you clarify this new rule about... He says, listen, he talks a load of rubbish. He doesn't know any of the rules about football. It was ungentleman conduct, and it was nothing to do with the new rules. There was no new rule about that at all. Right? But you've got that fat bastard going on the telly saying... Right? But what happened was that really fucking pissed me off about the whole thing. Right? See the next Celtic and Rangers game. Right? And I'm going to go to the fucking Mitchell library and get the picture of it, right, and put it on Twitter. See, at the next Celtic and Rangers game in the back page of the records, right, Paul Lambert goes in to tackle Alberts and gets a fucking broken jaw and gets teeth knocked out. And Paul Lambert's lying on the ground out of the fucking game, right? And there's 5 of they bastards got their hands up, the same way as Mahy had, saying book him. right? And none of them get booked, right? And that for me, that was more ungentlemanly conduct. That was as bad as that fucking youth hanging over that Mackie boy going like that when he'd a broken leg. Obviously, they're standing beside Paul Lambert. They can see he's fucked, right? And they're trying to get him booked, right? And that's not ungentlemanly conduct, right? And even fucking Dick Advocate tried to get Paul Lambert booked when he was getting stretchered off.
That's right, that's right.
Right? That was the next game.
Did he get booked for it, though?
I can't remember. I don't think he did get booked for it. But that is the next game after it. And that's why Mahi gets sent off for asking for him to get booked. Right? So it's just to show you how fucking biased the referees were in that whole time.
But you see, and I spoke to a good brother off there, and we are, how can I put it? Right, I mean, Celtic is bigger than just a football club, right? And what happens on the park.
Yeah, absolutely, because that was actually trying to put us in our place.
And it's all about that. It's all about that. That's what it's all. You hit the nail on the head there. It's always been about that.
And that's what John Reid actually goes like, no, we're not standing at the back of the fucking bus again. Right? And I don't like John Reid for a lot of things, but he was right on that one. That is not going to happen again. And it's the same as what's happened in Belfast. That's why these guys in Belfast can't cope. Because see, in Belfast, see when you had all the fucking shipyards and all that, and they were just walking into jobs. That was different. Now they've got to apply for jobs. And I did a lot of work in Belfast, right? And I read an article when I was in Belfast. It was in the Belfast Telegraph, and it was this woman, and she's like a dame something in fucking the Shankill, right? She's one of these sort of Protestant community leaders. And the thing was, see, in the whole of Europe, see, the lowest educational qualifications are in the Shankill Road, right? In that area of Belfast, that's got the lowest educational qualifications in the whole of Europe, which tells you that they're the thickest bastards in fucking Europe, right? Because they just walked into jobs. See when all these wee Catholic kids were going to the schools and the nuns were fucking coming in, and you've got to do this, you've got to do that. What's happened now is all these Catholics have got fucking brains. See when they were in the fucking the H blocks and Long Kesh and the Maze and everything, right? Jerry Kelly and fucking Jerry Adams and all these guys, they were all learning, they were all getting degrees. And you've got the fucking, all these fucking arseholes were getting the weights, and they're going like that, all getting fucking, taking steroids, and their fucking dicks were shrinking and all that, right? They're doing that, whereas fucking, all the nationalist guys were learning and getting educated, and that's why they've come out now. They're fucking running the place over there, and they can't cope with that, right? You've got, like, who's that? Fucking Billy Hutchinson. What a fucking dick he is. He's, like, meant to be... how many voters can they get? Nobody will vote for them because they're just so fucking stupid. You know? I mean, they're totally fucked up. Like, see, like, you've got a daughter, haven't you, Tommy?
Yeah, two. Right.
What you say to your daughters when they're going to school, work hard, do your best, right? Try your hardest, and you try and help them with their homework and do all this, right? That's the attitude that you should have, right? See, even though you might not know all the maths or whatever, you're trying to do your best, and you're saying to your mates, oh, how would you do that? Whereas on that side, they're like, no, it doesn't matter, fuck, you don't need to get to school, it doesn't matter. And now what's happened is they're just fucking stupid, right? And they've got a fucking stupid mentality that they're never ever going to get out of that, right? It's like fucking, they're like, see if you get a fucking hamster and it goes in a wee fucking wheel, that's what they're like. They're fucking daft. Right? They've just got no fucking brains. Right?
That's how they let their club get liquidised, wasn't it?
Well, I mean, like, Hearts, I'm like, I used to detest Hearts, right? But see the way the supporters have actually behaved. I've got a kind of a bit of respect for the Hearts supporters because they've pumped and they've tried their best to save their club. They've not went like that, oh, we're going to fucking protest at an empty building or anything like that. They've not went to fucking Ravenscraig to have a fucking rally. You know, they've gone and put their money in.
Can I just say something, Tony? There was a guy, I had the misfortune just for literally 5 minutes, and I heard Radio Snide, and it was the thickest, most incomprehensible zombie. And really, I mean, I should go and record it and play it back for anybody just to hear. And his level of understanding was, it's the SFA. I mean, I can't even remember. It was something about Stuart Regan, right? But I mean, they turned round and said to him, before he'd even said this, but hold on, you can't say that about him. But he still went on and said that, and they went, aye, but it's the SFA that's caused all the problems for Rangers. And I'm like, oh, for fuck's, come on to goodness.
I think if he did cause the problems for Rangers, because, see, like 80 years ago, they should have gone like that. You're getting fucking kicked out of here if you've got a sectarian policy. And should have fucking kicked him out.
And that, right? You know, that's the thing that I was wanting to get back to, right? That, see this anti-Irish, anti-Catholic racism that exists in this country. We are so far behind the curveball in this in comparison to black civil rights, like institutional racism by the McPherson report. That report was given when a young black man was murdered, butchered, like a little. It was butchered by savages.
Just because he was black.
Like it was subhuman. Now, how many young Celtic fans, be they Irish Catholic, Scottish Protestant, Muslim Celtic fans, whoever, how many of these people have to be killed by these little savages running about Glasgow before we have our own McPherson report? Can I just finish this, Tony? Why don't we? Because we are so far behind that it's not even been recognised, the racism against a community here in Great Britain. At least the black community down in London have got something recognised, and we don't have it here, and that's how far fucking behind we are here as a community, that we've not got something together to recognise the racism, the We're back, we're republished, we're back on air. Our usual little outage.
Tommy.
Sorry about that, mate. There's a problem with the system there. You can hear me, yeah? So we're that far behind here. We don't even have recognition of the hatred and the bigotry and the racism that exists.
I know, well, my mum was Irish, right? And she could never get her head around the fact that when she came here at New Year, people were like, oh, Happy New Year. And all their best pals and all that, for Old Lang Syne and everything. And then when it got to the summer, it was like a Fenian bastard.